So I'll have to stand here, my friends. Good evening. Very happy to be here this evening. I think a lot has been said. I really don't have too much more to add. I was asked to, share our experiences. I'm going to do it in two parts. One as a banker, one as a customer. And as I said, my definition of a customer is "kash se mar jaye jo." So our experience with XPS, I think the first interaction, Ravi, correct me if I'm wrong, dates back to September 2008 in the very beautiful city of Athens. And I said, this is a bad concept, don't like it. And possibly it took me a year to understand what we could, use this platform for. So I'm going to do two things, my friends. I'm going to first of all tell you what the actual experience over the last year or year and a half has been, and then I'm going to discuss, something about my perspective on what Ravi has suddenly christened as Clarify. I knew this product by its pet names. Today those names have become school admission names. Product names change over a period of time. So I think over the last year or year and a half, that we've been trying to implement the product. It's been an exhilarating mix of high rushes, low points, struggle, performance issues, knowledge issues, but great milestones being achieved along the way. And net, I would say that when we embarked on this journey, the product was not necessarily the most mature that you would find perhaps in the market. We were at least quite delighted with the commitment that the founders and the senior leadership of Customer XPS brought to the table in their resolve and willingness to understand issues, fix issues, rework issues, go back and do work on the product if necessary. And so net, while we did go through some pain, and I don't want to say there was no pain, we are today at a very fortuitous point where we have 700 or 800 branches that are completely live on the system. Performance issues are a thing of the past. We are reasonably confident that we will be able to scale it up across the bank. We are currently rolling it out to one city at a time. And, if at the end of this there are questions on this, I'm happy to address them. But I want to park the experience piece and go back to wearing my banking hat, which I'm perhaps more comfortable wearing than my technology hat. So as many of you mentioned and Girish alluded to, this product is supposed to do exactly what we said it is supposed to do. I will put it differently. I will say this is, first of all, I disagree that it's a technology product. It's actually a technology infrastructure. You can label it as a product for marketing, sales, and everything else, but it's an infrastructure. It's an infrastructure that is going to be limited by your imagination as to how you can use it, how you would want to deploy it. And so it's really something that's going to be limited only by, your own imagination, and that's how every individual bank will be perhaps quite different in how they will deploy this product or this infrastructure, if you like. Now, having said that, our own experience in ICICI Bank has been, once we had some of these initial hiccups or teething problems out of the way, we are actually extremely delighted with what the product can help us to do. Whether it's on risk, whether it's on experience, I can give you examples. Maybe the best way of, running this past you is to give you some examples, some unbelievable examples. I've always joked, Girish alluded to it again, that the bane of banking today is we've lost banking skill sets and customer handling skill sets. Even in the time when I used to be a branch manager in '83 in State Bank of India, the customer experience piece was not institutionalized, and I used to always say the customer satisfaction that a customer gets is based on the people at the branch, not on the branch itself. So you had highs and lows. There were. I used to work in Delhi. There used to be people in the Central Secretariat branch who would say, we get great service, and then you'd see a change in the branch manager, change in some of the key staff, and 2 or 3 years later, we'd get ripples saying lousy service and so on. So at that time, really, though there was this human touch, it was quite difficult really to provide a consistent level of service. So I think what this product or this product infrastructure allows us to do is to fix some of the woes of technology and automation. The biggest woe of core banking systems is anonymity, is transactions happening all over the world, all over the place. You don't know who's doing them. They're happening on channels. Sure, you can go back, populate them into a data warehouse, run fancy business intelligence to figure out, who's paying this credit card, and then, find good reasons why we didn't sell a credit card to somebody. Intuitively, you don't even need technology for this. But clearly, Clarify is a product that can help you. It's not a panacea. It's not going to solve every problem in the world. But it can certainly help you to provide that or to bring back a bit of that human touch to mitigate fraud as well as to promote some amount of cross-sell. I'll give you some very quick examples. I know we are running out of time. I know I'm standing between you and hopefully a decent meal. So I'll just give you some examples. And my colleagues were sharing these with me, and I was asking them, how do you know this happened? They actually go to branches as they are implementing, and they get some of these experiences. One that I know sitting on the executive floors is that very, very recently we were able to stop a very large fraud in Jaipur. My sense is, as a banker, I didn't need Clarify to stop that fraud, but it did help us. So it ran like this. There's a person who walked into one of our branches with a check drawn on an account. He wanted to withdraw 20 lakhs of rupees, and he also wanted to at the same time buy 200 grams of gold. As a banker, anybody would be suspicious. Why do you want to do this? So somebody in the branch staff, the branch operations manager, asked him, why do you want to do it? And he said, my daughter's getting married, or there's a wedding in the family this evening. Now this, created some suspicion. People don't normally go and withdraw that kind of cash on the day there is a wedding. Then they looked at, we don't call this product within the bank Clarify. It has an internal name. It's called iSense. And they went and looked at some of the iSense screens, and they saw that this customer had done a cross-branch withdrawal a little while earlier on the same account. Needless to say, suspicions were aroused in a big way. They tried to contact the customer. The story gets actually quite gory. This fraudulent customer at the same time kept calling that customer on his mobile. So the branch couldn't get through. They got a constant busy. Net, all's well that ends well. This guy was arrested. We could speak to the customer, the genuine customer, and he said, I have no marriage in the family. So the whole thing was a bit of a scam. Another very delightful incident I heard was there's a customer who went into one of our Gurgaon branches, and somebody offered him coffee. So he casually said, I don't like coffee. This is actually true. I saw the screenshots myself. I'm a big skeptic on some of these things. And that was that. But fortunately, the solution gives us the ability. It's got a feature called Converse. You actually talk to the system, and the system logs that information. So the customer relations person in this branch just wrote there, customer dislikes coffee. Right? It's just a way of institutionalizing what we used to do with the human touch, the warm body, the look in the eye, and so on 20 or 30 years ago. Some weeks later, this customer visited a branch in Noida, which was not his home branch. And he was trying to complete a transaction by a demand draft or something. I'm not sure what the transaction was. But the person who was servicing him actually said, sir, we know you don't like coffee. Can we offer you something else? This customer was so delighted. It's unbelievable. It's freaky, right? It can't happen in this age and time. To go back and do a reality check, you still need bright people, you still need intelligence, you still need all those merry examples that Rivi shared with us, saying 100 check leaf being issued. Those are rules that you need to humanly say, I need this rule, and then you configure it in the system. The system needs that. It's a learning system in a way. So as you come across transactions and patterns, you configure them in the system, and then it really helps you. On the cross-sell side, unfortunately, I can give you examples of cross-sells, but I can't share with you a number saying it increased the bank's cross-sell by 10% or 20%. But what it is certainly allowing us to do is to make intelligent pitches across all channels of what we believe is the next product the customer should be sold. Of course, this is based on logic we set into the system. If those rules are bad, you're going to get bad results. So the intelligence is not so brilliant that it's going to actually put a finger on the pulse of the customer, but it's pretty much comes close to that. So I just wanted to share these very, very quick examples. We've been implementing this system for a few months. We are increasing the number of rules. We are increasing the number of systems that we interface this with. So a transaction happening on an ATM, on a credit card, on the call center, we today aggregate some of them, but we run some 500 or 600 systems. Clarify is currently sitting on maybe 5 or 6 of them. They are obviously the fat, big systems that have all the transactions. But clearly, conceptually, it's a big delight to be able to bring back some kind of a human touch, using, of course, automation, using technology to that interface, and more importantly, to be able to institutionalize that knowledge. When I see those screenshots of that customer, I also see, this is what the customer did, this is what he was happy about.